Alrighty, folks. Good evening, race fans. We are live here tonight for the final Apex E-Series Showdown recruitment race. We was at Bristol, excuse me, last week. Man, we went from the small confines of a short track like Bristol. We went all the way out to Alabama, Talladega short track. I'm all over the place right now. Talladega Super Speedway. A huge difference in the way the race will be held tonight. Last week it was all about maintaining momentum as you tried to fight your way around the high side at Bristol, the last great Coliseum. This week it's all about having momentum as well, but teammates, draft, all that, patience, all of that is going to come into play here tonight. If you're able to put all three of them things together, then you may possibly just have a chance at winning tonight's event. Super Speedway racing, it's not my favorite style of racing, I'll be honest. I love to call it because anybody can win. We had a race on Saturday. Christian Pittman won the race, and he was running like 7th when the white flag flew. So that shows just how fast stuff can change. But man, oh man, it's a nuisance being out there because you're always right there, really close to being in what they call the big one. Tonight, I'm joined with Jason Raymond right now. Might have Keith Mack jump in the booth with us, but for now, it's me and Jason calling the action. Mr. Jason Raymond, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing pretty good, and as always, I'm excited to call the action here tonight. Like you said, we went from the shortest track, one of the shortest tracks, to the biggest track on the NASCAR circuit. And definitely gonna be some close pack racing, and you mentioned teammates. I'm kind of interested to see how that all plays out here tonight.
Man, I mean, you look at a team like Poleman Motorsports or Dark Horse Motorsports. A team like Poleman, they have 5 people in their Discord chat. So that's 5 drivers going to work together. Dark Horse Motorsports, they have 3 drivers. And now that is a little bit less than 5, obviously. But 3 drivers with the draft here, especially in these trucks, they can really make something happen. And I mean, a race like this, it's all about choosing the right time to go. You can step out to the high side, but if you step out there alone, you're just going to be ate alive. So you got to have help. As we see, qualifying has now started. I don't know about you, Raymond. When I qualify at a plate track, I hear a lot of people say they just want to run the back. I want to be as close to the front as I possibly can. That leaves the less amount of cars out my windshield, and that's a smaller chance to be within the big one, the big crash. How do you approach qualifying at a super speedway?
I don't know. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day, because there's plus and minuses to both of those. Start up front, like you said, less cars out your windshield, but that's still a great chance to get involved in a wreck. And if you start out way in the back, obviously you're way in the back, so that's a disadvantage to start with. But I feel like you have a better chance to miss the big wreck if there is one in front of you, because you might see it developing beforehand. But it kind of depends. I'm gonna be honest, I suck at qualifying, so no matter where I want to start, I'm usually mid to back of the pack. So personally, I like the back of the pack just because that's what I'm used to.
Right. Now I struggle here at qualifying at plate tracks. I mean, normally when we go racing, there's not just one right way to do stuff. But at a plate track, I mean, there's pretty much just one way you can do it to be fast. You gotta hug that yellow line, be smooth. And it's like, no matter what I do, I can never get up there within the top 1, 2, or 3 starters. I'm always mid-pack. And that's where the quote-unquote hornet's nest is when you're in that mid-pack.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's definitely, I don't know, like I said, it's a disadvantage to be there, but it could also help at times if you look at it certain ways. And we got drivers there. They're clicking off laps now as the qualifying board is starting to fill up.
Yeah, we just had James Mohan in the 24 Napa machine just went top of the board with a 56.13. Joseph Roadman right there behind him with Jeremiah Burke, Chase Schaefer, and Travis Swagger. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that driver's name. So I will go ahead and put the disclaimer out there. I apologize if when we're watching the race tonight, if we don't know a certain driver based off whatever paint scheme he is in. whenever they run these recruitment races, they are open to anybody to join. They log on iRacing, they see a race at Talladega, they think, hey, I want to race that. They join, they come out here and have fun. But it makes it hard on me and Jason because when we call these league races, we grow accustomed to who's in what truck, what driver is what number. But then a recruitment race like this, the numbers are all different. Typically, paint schemes are all different. We're trying to learn new paint schemes. So that will be a battle for us tonight.
Yeah, and also along with that, not even just learning the paint schemes. I'm gonna butcher many people's names tonight, and that's just I suck at pronouncing names, so I'm gonna apologize to anybody that's watching now. If I butcher your name, I'm truly sorry.
And now I always have the built-in excuse. I'm just a dumb hillbilly from Kentucky. Now Jason's excuse, I'm not sure what he has because he's from up north. Maybe he's just a dumb Yankee. Who knows? I don't know. I just know.
I'm gonna, you say it all the time. I'm just gonna go with I'm young. That's my that's my excuse.
Right.
I'm young and I'm not good at pronouncing names. That's all I'm gonna say.
As we have Mr. John Curtis's truck on screen right now, that number 11 Hoonigan paint scheme is wild. There's one thing for certain when it comes to finding that truck, we'll never not know where that truck is because it stands out like crazy. As we see Mike Romkis, he just went second on the board. I think this is his second lap around right here. Going to see if he can get a little bit faster in that 23 Monster Energy machine.
As he's coming down.
No, that's
he's pulling into pit road. That must have been his second lap.
Must have already put down his second lap. Qualifying, I think, is about to be wrapped up. I'm not sure if they do 5 or 10 minutes, but if they do 10 minutes, we'll bring somebody up, maybe have a quick word with them.
It is indeed 10 minutes.
Alrighty, so let's see who we find. Who do we got? Got Mr. Alex Coffey. We'll pull him up into the race booth right here. Mr. Alex Coffey, Jason Raymond, Tanner Martin, booth. Got a copy?
10-4, I got you.
So, Alex, you're currently sitting ninth with a few people left to go, not a lot of people. How do you approach a race like Talladega, whereas you're obviously more accustomed to the short tracks since you race with us on Monday and Tuesday nights?
Well, the last few weeks I've been doing a lot of super speedways, so me and John are pretty comfortable tonight, Curtis. I was going for the gusto right there, and I'm P9, so I don't know what I was doing wrong, but kind of wish I would have not qualified at this point and let it start in the back.
That's funny you say that because me and Raymond were talking about when qualifying first kicked off. I asked Raymond, I said, are you a guy that likes to qualify or do you like to basically start in the back? And me, myself, Alex, I like to qualify, but 9 times out of 10, I end up right where you're at, no matter what I do.
Yeah, so out of 19 right now, I'm 10th. That's pretty much mid-pack. That's where I don't want to be, so I may let some people by me, may hang in there. It just depends on how patient people are up here. But with it being a 45 lap race, I don't expect them to be too patient. So we just got to keep our eyes open.
Yes, sir. It's Alex Coffey in number 18 Interstate Batteries machine. He's a fellow Kyle Busch fan. I like to see it, Alex. Good luck to you, buddy. We'll be calling action.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, buddy. All right, we went from one driver to let's find us another driver. Jason, you find somebody you want to talk to real quick.
All right, let me go search here. I was busy looking at paint schemes. I don't even know who's turned laps, man. This is let me see. I don't know, man. I don't even know who to talk to. Okay, I'm gonna. Let me see. What if I just pull it? Should I just? You know what? Just. I'm gonna do it. Hang on. Here we go. Let me find it. Aaron, this is Jason and Tanner up in the Five Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So we do it every week. Pulled you up here. Why don't you give everybody that's watching a little bit of a rundown of what this league consists of?
All right. Just a group of guys that get together. It started as just a couple guys that got together on Thursday nights, and we I mean, it was literally 5 guys every night just getting together and racing on Thursdays, and it's grown into, I think we got 25 guys that are signed up that are committed to running full time. So it's grown fast. It's grown in a hurry, and I'm just can't be any prouder of all the guys that make the league up that commit to run every Thursday night. But yeah, we're Apex Sim Racing E Series Showdown, and we're getting ready to kick up season 2. Chris McLean was our season 1 champion, and we've got a lot of top notch guys coming back next year, and some guys that we've added that I think are going to be real assets to the league, and I think it's going to be a show. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, if it's anything like last season was a show. So only expect greater things for this season. And one more question before I let you go back down there: are you racing this race tonight?
I am racing. I'm just not qualifying. I'm going to try to stay out of the way. It's kind of like a hosted race or a official race on iRacing at Talladega. I'm just going to try to stay clean for a little bit and see how guys are going to run if they want to get antsy. And we got a fast repair tonight, but I don't want to use it on lap 2. So I'm going to kind of hang out a little bit and just see how things shake up. And when it's go time, you'll start seeing that 17 headed towards the front.
Yes, that was going to be my question. I was going to say, how are you going to approach this race tonight? But you were already reading my mind. And good luck to you tonight, and I'll hopefully be talking to you at the end.
I appreciate it. Good luck to all my guys here at Po-Man, and appreciate everything y'all do at Five Kings Network.
Aaron, y'all have the help with you. You got about 5-6 guys down there in Po-Man, so the draft, if y'all can get linked up, these guys may not be able to stop you tonight. Good luck to you, buddy, and like Jay said, maybe we'll be talking to you at the end, brother.
I hope so. I appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, that was the driver number 17. He is also the owner and the lead guy behind Apex Sim Racing E-Series Showdown. Check him out on iRacing. And now I think it's time we start to go through the grid. And right now, it's time to do the Peg Leg Pole Award. It's sponsored by Mr. Chuck Phelps, a fellow driver in this series. And our pole man has not went to the grid. Now he has. Number 24 of James Mogan is tonight's Peg Leg Pole Award recipient. That number 24 Napa machine going to try to do what Chase Elliott does on these plate tracks. Chase Elliott is typically pretty strong at plate tracks and road courses, so we're going to see if that number 24 Napa can replicate that as we're getting ready to go through the grid here tonight. I'm excited here. Like I said, I love calling these plate tracks because you never know what's going to happen, but man, oh man, I hate racing in them because you never know what's going to happen. All right, folks, you just seen it there. Peg Leg Pole Award went to James Mogan with a 56-135. He's going to be starting P1. Outside, row number 1 is Mike Rimkus. Joseph Roadman, Rich Matthews, and Chad Adams are rounding out our top 5 qualifiers here tonight. Diamond is P6. Kyle Roberts from Reaper Racing starting 7th. Jeremiah Burke from Limitless Esports is starting 8th, with Christopher Heights rolling off in 9th. Alex Coffey representing Runts Racing in the number 18 here tonight. He's going to be around our top 10. Chase Schaefer and David Hurt, they are starting 11th and 12th. Then we go down a little bit further. You got Jamie Bolanger starting 15, Doug Ezell 16, Travis Swalger 17, Mickey Isaac, he's starting 18, John Curtis, another fellow Runts Racing driver in the number 11. He's going to be starting 19th with Ray Rogers. Ray Rogers is a super fast driver. We saw it week in and week out, him battling with the likes of Chris McLean every single Thursday night. He's starting 20th with last season's champion right there behind him, starting 21st. Kyler Smith's going to be 22nd. Tracy Passon's 23rd. Aaron Matthews 24th. With you just heard from him right then. Aaron Adcock is starting 25th with Chuck, Mr. Pegleg Phelps, starting 26th. Paul Cox 27. Matt Rogers 28. Charles Stevens 29. Josh Lokenvins 30. Joseph Markov, 31st. Kristen Cole, 32nd. Eric Bullcalter, 33rd. Mike V, 34th. Brad Mashburn, 35th. William Green, 36th. Kevin Parent, 37th. And Ron Walters is starting 38th. I'm not sure if we have any more. We do. Ease. Matthew Fleming, 39th. Eric D. Davis, 40th. Alex Al, 41st. Brandon Albritton, 42nd. With Jared R. Moore playing shotgun to the field here tonight as we're getting ready to see that pace car make that hard left turn on to pit road. We're getting ready to be racing. We're at a plate track. Apex East City Showdown, the final recruitment race. Jason Raymond, Tanner Moore, and the Five Kings Network booth. We're just waiting on that green flag now.
I'll call this action real quick so you can catch your breath, because that
Right.
was a long period of talking as that pace car just turned left and he's getting ready to head down pit road, and these guys are getting ready to step on that gas pedal, and they're gonna be going fast, but as the field is stacked up waiting on that green flag to fly, should be any second now. I cannot tell. There's a lot of cars.
It's Talladega. I mean, we got a long way before the start finish line. Got to wait on the green. Green flag is out. 24 was actually lined up a little bit ahead of 23. Gets a great jump, and my oh my, like you just said, there's a lot of cars.
I'm sorry. I just heard the best thing I've ever heard in iRacing chat before. Somebody played the boogity boogity boogity. Let's go racing, boys, in the chat in there.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you to whoever that was. You are my hero. As we see James, he's taking that top dog spot. He put it on the pole, and he's currently working with the 25 right there behind him on the inside row. Look up front. We have the 24, the 23, the 25.
That's a coincidence right there. That's pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie. As you see, these guys, this is one thing I do love about plate tracks, though, is, double file. These guys can run side by side like this in big packs. I mean, look at it. All these cars are lined up. This is a big pack of cars right here, but along with that, it's Talladega.
Exactly.
Big wrecks can happen, and I always say, you can never go to a plate track like Daytona or Talladega and expect to leave this race with a clean car or truck.
Absolutely not. I mean, like you just said, plate tracks, you're going to be double file for a lot of the race, and even a track like Talladega, you'll even get 3 wide. And I mean, that's when stuff gets dangerous. But even with this double wide, all it takes is one lapse in judgment. Lose focus for just a millisecond, and boom, you got calamity. You got a tragic wreck happening where you're not going to take out just 1 or 2 guys. You have the chance to take out 15 guys, because look, all these guys are literally right on top of each other. We see the Menards yellow truck back there. Going to let them hang out awful early, going 3 wide. Going to see if he can make it stick and maybe gain a couple positions with no draft help out there behind him.
I'm kind of surprised. It actually looks like he's still gaining going up. Like, look at him. He's actually carrying momentum. That's kind of surprising. He has no help at all, and he's not falling back. But here, he's got some help now. Hey, man, that's lap 3, and they're getting racing. This is pretty cool.
Alex Goff has started 10th. He's trying to make his way up to the front. He saw that 89 start going there, beating and banging. That's what you get with 3 wide. The track is wide, but I promise you, it seems like it gets very, very small whenever you get 3 wide.
Truck in the wall a little bit right there.
Pink truck's in the wall. Man, oh man, the axe is starting to get hot and heavy already, and we are just now on lap 3. Something's got to give between the 23 and the 88. They cannot.
I thought they were going 4 wide right there.
They cannot keep hitting each other like that. As what is the Menard's number? He's the 88 on the side. Okay, let's make sure I got that correct. But man, oh man, if they keep hitting like that, we're actually going to go on board with the 23 of Mike Ramkus, the driver in the middle, basically in no man's land. In no man's land, you can't even see the guy to his outside right now.
Yeah, that's another thing though, as we didn't mention, you can't see very much. Even if you can go, so the viewers can see somebody that's behind another car and go to their in car, you can't see anything. You just see, I mean, this one can, he's poked out, but right here, he just sees the bumper.
You just see trucks.
Say you're in the back of the pack, there's a wreck happening in front of you, and all you see is that. That's where cars just pile in.
As we actually look up ahead, coming out of turn 4 up there, they're actually starting to wreck now. The 3 wide, I mean, it's great and all, but that's what I'm saying. That's what happens right there. A big one happens because all it takes is one small mistake, and boom, And you just see it right there. You just see how it happened. As I'm trying to
like
find the
that's a lot of calamity on lap 5. There's a lot of trucks wrecked out. I know we heard Aaron say they have one faster pair, but it's lap 5 and it's super early. We're gonna go back and look what happened here. The 3 wide. A lot of moving around. It looked like 23.
Yeah, 23 went up, and oh my gosh.
Okay.
What in the world of fakeness did I just watch?
Elastic band is what I call that.
My goodness. So look, the 23 and 88, they're basically in a measuring contest here. I can't say the other word, but no give, all take, and you just see what happened. And nowhere for the Curtis machine of the Hoonigan car to go. But man, oh man, a wild ride for a lot of cars right there. And a lot of drivers. You see that motor is blue on one of those trucks. I expect pit road to be very busy, although it did take us a while to go back. But man, you heard Aaron mention it. Did not want to use a faster pair this early. I'm not sure if Mr. Adcock got through that or not. As a 67 right there in front of him just blew the motor, just puked it. It's expired, folks. He's going to have to use a fast pair in the 67. But the 17 looks to be clean and green.
Yeah, hey man, clean and green. I like that. I'm gonna start using that.
Thief.
I might have to put that on. I might have to put that on a car somewhere.
You steal my paint schemes, and now you're stealing my saying too.
Hey man, green is the color. That's all I'm gonna say.
I actually want to go on. Excuse you. What's it doing? Okay, SDK tricked me. Wait a second. I wanted to go on board with somebody else, but it's not showing me. Dude. So look, this is the big one right here, folks. Nowhere to go. Track turns into a parking lot right there. Trucks facing every which direction. And that's the 67. We actually saw him, the one that blew up in front of Aaron Adcock on the pace lap. I mean, just nowhere to go right there. And that's why I hate plate racing. I hate racing at these tracks because, man, oh man, you're never too far away from disaster.
That's a good way to put it. You're never, like you said, you're never too far away. One little slip up, like you mentioned earlier, could cause a huge wreck. And like you said, losing focus, as simple as looking down to see how much fuel you have, could cause the biggest wreck of the night.
Absolutely. As we actually saw the 51 make it through. Ray Rogers, he was a contender all last season, was battling with the season champion of Chris McLean up till the very last lap practically at Phoenix. He was able to make it through. So at 51, he started 20th. He's up to 7th right now. He's our current biggest mover. And now, let's see if the lights are still on the pace car. You let me know if they are. Let's do the MF Racing Designs best paint scheme of the night. Jason Raymond, I'll let you go first, brother.
Oh, man, you're going to... See, I like when you go first because I get a chance to look at them more. But...
All right, well, then I'll go first.
No, you're good. I got this. I say it every week. There's a lot of good-looking trucks out here. That's all there is.
All right, I got mine.
Trucks,
I'm gonna skip you.
Yep.
I'm going with the number 2, Joseph Markoff. I love the Chevy Silverado. Obviously, a beautiful truck, and then I love the American patriotic theme to it. That is my MF Racing Designs best paint scheme of the night, and I said that before I even went through all the trucks. That's how much I love that paint scheme.
And for mine, I'm gonna have to go with the 27 of Paul Cox.
7 of Mr. Paul Cox. Okay, I saw this truck earlier. This is the truck you said was wild whenever you first looked at it.
Yep, it's I mean, you guys can see it. I'm assuming in the chat. It's it looks red and white, you know, it looks kind of basic or whatever, but it's actually a pattern on there. The red has some swirlies in there that I'm just gonna call them. I'll call them swirlies, and I think it's pretty unique, and you know, you don't see stuff like that often. So that's gonna be my MF Racing Designs best paint of the night.
And with that being a driver out of the Last Chance Racing camp, I have to almost make a venture to a guess that Justin Miller from 1-Inch Designs probably put that truck together. So you need a truck done, 1-Inch Designs is your go-to, or you can kind of look somewhere else and go to MF Racing Designs. We got you covered. Both guys do an amazing job. MF Racing Design has been with us for over a year now. 1-Inch Design does also great work. Justin actually put together our Crank It Up little media image that we will show at some point, I'm sure, tonight. But So even though it is the MF Race Design's best paint scheme of the night, you gave it to the 27. I gave it to the 2. You can look up 1-inch Designs or MF Race Designs on Facebook for all your paint scheme needs.
And one other thing I'm gonna throw out about this truck that I like. Usually you see people put their number on the roof, but he went a different approach with this one and put it on the deck lid, make it a little bit bigger and easier to see. And I've never seen that. It's kind of unique.
I've never noticed that before. So I thought you were going to say on the side how it looks, because it's kind of got a slant to it. But yeah, I see what you're saying. The lights are off on the gender neutral pace car. I like that 25 Red Bull machine on the outside of row number 1.
I like all these cars, man. I say it every week, and I'm gonna continue to say it because I like paint schemes. Not as much as you. You're the paint scheme guru. That's what you call yourself.
Well, you call me a paint scheme hoarder, is what you call me.
Hey, man, that is indeed what I call him. That's true. And pace car is getting ready to turn, and we're gonna be sitting here for a second. Actually, no, it's on leader now, so we have no time period of when he can go. I think he can go now if he wanted to. Not sure. He's gonna wait it out, actually.
Yeah, he's gonna make his drivers wait a little bit as they come to the tri-oval. And I'm seeing them shake. You see them trucks shake or whatever?
Yeah, I feel like bobble.
Green flag is out.
Green flag is out. Hey man, they're gonna say double file. I love plate tracks for this reason. It's not, you can run either any lane you really want, high, middle, low. It's not everybody fighting to get down to the bottom as soon as they can, unless they're trying to single file out and just run some laps. But hey man, these guys are going for it. they're not single filing out anytime soon. Pretty cool look at that Chevy Silverado right there.
That was a good look. See all them trucks fanned out behind. I see a driver way back there on the apron. I think they're electing to go all the way to the back. And you see this pack, it's kind of broke up a little bit. You got one pack of trucks in the front. That's about, what do you think, Raymond? Probably about 15, 16, 17 trucks, if not more. And then a little bit further back, you have another little pack of about, a little bit smaller pack, probably about 10 trucks back there.
I just tried to count them, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, good luck.
It's pretty hard.
Good luck.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I think the closest number it was 18, but we see those 3 stragglers back there. They're not falling back too far, so they're just hanging. They're keeping the draft and far enough distance, make sure they can avoid something if anything happens.
I want to speak as we about to see this drop. Ooh, I thought he was getting ready to go 3 wide. Like Jason mentioned earlier, when you're behind somebody and you're double file like this, there's not a whole lot you can see. As we'll go even a little bit further back, you just see trucks in front of you, especially when you get up close. So like when that wreck happened a while ago in the corner, that's the worst place for it to happen, because they're going to go up, they're going to smack the wall, and then where they got to go? Well, it's physics. What goes up must come down. The banking is so steep that they're going to come down, just like what we saw in that last wreck. So whenever you're in these trucks and you're right on top of each other, the way these guys are, you're driving into no man's land, basically.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's one thing you have to deal with players is, not being able to see a lot. And yeah, they're doing a pretty good job right now. We're not seeing people be too aggressive. And as I say that, they're going 3 wide. It's all right though. We're rocking and we're rolling, and it's Talladega, so it's wide enough for 3 wide.
We're rocking. We just hope they don't start rolling, because if they do, that means 3 wide did not work. But right now, it's looking like no harm, no foul. As I'm checking out the chat, got Stacy Passons Adcock in the chat. Nick B saying, let's go number 9. Paul Passons is watching as well. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you could, slap that like button for us. Share it. And on YouTube, if you could slap that like button or subscribe, it does a whole lot for us. It gives us the momentum we need. As I'm actually looking right there in front of the 51 of Ray Rogers, the 96 of Matt Rogers. If y'all don't remember, he had the 5 Kings Motors or 5 Kings Network logos. He switched that up, but don't let the luck change much for him, because that front of that Toyota Tundra is a little beat up and abused.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it does look like there's some damage, but I'm kind of surprised he's not down on power or losing
exactly
aerodynamics.
They see the 77.
Kelly Coffee is in the chat.
Oh, Kelly's my girl. I love me some Kelly Coffee.
Hey man, I knew as soon as I saw that, I had to inform you. We're getting a look at Alex right now, actually.
Yes. Love me some Kelly Coffee. She's in this chat every time we hit the live button. As you see, Kelly, I don't know if you were here from the start. Had some calamity happen on lap 5. It was about 14, 15 trucks, I guess. They got some damage, and of course, Coffee, the bad luck bug bidding, but he did have a faster press, so he got that truck looking pristine now. But just gotta be careful. He's no longer playing with house money now.
Yeah, he doesn't have that faster pair, so kind of got to be more cautious of what you're doing here. And I mean, obviously you don't want to just go to the back and fall away to the back and lose draft, but I think he's doing the smart thing here. It doesn't seem like he's pushing too hard. He's just kind of riding now because he knows anything can happen at any moment.
Absolutely. I mean, right here where he's at, I think he's almost too close, because if an accident was happening up in front of him, he's almost in that spot where he's almost guaranteed to get into it. But like you said, you fall back too far, then you're at risk of losing the draft. And then if this thing was to go green, well, your race is pretty much done then at that point.
Yeah, and hey man, I didn't mention it earlier, but if we go green here, I'm interested to see the pit strategy these guys play. I'm not sure if they have to pit for fuel, but who knows? I mean, anything's possible.
So we did hear Aaron mention that there will be at least one pit stop. So I don't think they can make it all the way with the fuel that they have in the trucks. As we're seeing, the 64 actually came down from the outside, currently leading the inside line. Got Kyle Robertson, the 35, out there trying to put a new name in the hat of race leaders in the PBR. Number 35, Silverado. Let's see if that outside line's going to have the momentum needed. And man, I love that Ford truck too. I didn't even notice that a while ago.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Of Tyler Smith.
Bass Pro Shops, but, October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it's pink. That's definitely... Hey man, that's what happens when you just choose without looking at all the trucks.
Yep. Actually, the 21 going to leave the 35 out to dry, but instead, 21 jumped out, had no help, and watch. His spot in line's going to get sealed up. That 21 is going to start falling backwards, and that's not what he wanted, because he had such a good run. Had a lot of momentum. You're starting to see these trucks actually get really dicey up towards the front. And man, yep, there they go. 25's getting turned. He couldn't figure out if he wanted the high side or the down low side, and instead he got the grass side because he got spun with no caution. Good driving by all them drivers right there. Did not get into him. Let's see if we can go back and watch, see what happened here.
So it looks like he went up and... Oh, and I'm hearing major screaming in the iRacing chat. I'm not sure what happened, but...
Hearing who scream?
Somebody. I don't know. Somebody was saying do not move, so I'm not sure. There's some diciness back there or what was going on, but we're still under green and we're still rocking. I'm gonna say that because hopefully they don't start rolling. Right.
And now there's something else we didn't talk about. When these trucks get to pushing really hard, if you're really close to that guy in front of you, you can almost manipulate the air to the point where you push that truck around. And we saw it a while ago. We saw him bobble a little bit, and that's without really even doing what they call a bump draft. A bump draft is when you're going about 5 miles per hour faster than the guy in front of you, and you just take your truck up there and you bump them. And now that is faster, but we say it all the time. It's basically playing Russian roulette, because sometimes it can really, really give the guy in front of you a huge advantage and a huge run. Other times it can shoot that truck off like a pinball. So you just got to be careful. And only 16 laps into a 45-lap race, I don't think I want to touch bumpers right now.
Yeah, and along with that, you just mentioned that, the bump drafting and all that. You also got to be careful you don't push too hard, because if if you're sucked up right behind that guy in front of you, you're not really getting any cool air to your intake, so your water temp will skyrocket, and that's how your motor goes kaboom.
It goes what? Say it again for us, Mr. Raymond. What's the motor do?
It goes kaboom.
Yeah, cool. Join us tomorrow, same time for Dora Explorer.
Okay.
But you are correct though. When these guys stayed that sucked up to them, They're getting all that hot air off the truck in front of them, and there's no cool air coming into that radiator, getting to cool that motor down. And typically, I've been in these races, especially a few Sundays ago, in a big league we race in, that if we was to stay hooked up for more than 3 laps, our water gauge would actually start flashing at us. So I'm not sure how much tape these trucks have on them here tonight. What they do, they tape up that hole because you are faster. The least amount of air you got coming into that radiator, you do get faster, more downforce or whatnot. But it's a risk because you want to be super fast, of course, because we're racing. But to be fast, you still got to have a motor at the end of it. And if you blow the motor, well, then you're not very fast. So it's a game we always have to play when it comes to racing in real life or in the sim on iRacing.
Yep, exactly. And I was waiting for you to say what that motor would do, but you didn't say it. So
yeah, I'm not 12. I'm just playing with you. Going back to the pack a little bit, Matt Rogers. So speaking of air temps, I see a truck like that, and it really, really worries me. But I'm also saying, well, I was about to say, I'm also saying he's not able to suck completely up to that driver. And then he starts to do it, of course. But let's see if we can go cockpit cam. You can't see his water gauge. It's right there literally behind his thumb and his index finger to the right. I'm not able to see it. Oil temp's looking okay. But I mean, he doesn't seem to be down power. So we see he's at about 7,000 RPMs. And I mean, we jump in front of him. He had to check up a little bit, but he's at about 7,000 RPM. So Mr. Matt, he also joined me in the booth last week too. So that was pretty cool. Mr. Matt joined me in Saturday. Same track, or Daytona. Different track, but same circumstance. Yeah, I think the damage that he has on the front end of the truck, Jason, is not really hampering too much.
Yeah, I was just, sorry I was going a little silent there. I was hard at focus adjusting some camera angles on. I went into his cockpit, and his water temp is riding about 215 degrees.
Yeah, so he's not hot at all. Not hot at all.
Not at all. I was hard at work adjusting camera angles, playing with camera angles, and we're looking at is this another pack here we're looking at right now?
Yes, sir. This is for 18th and 19th leading this second pack here. Got Chuck Phelps, Mr. Pegleg on the inside with a 71 and Eric Boltcoulter, and caution is out on the speedway somewhere.
Not sure. I just heard people say check up.
We'll click on the yellow flag, but I don't think it's going to show us anything. It's not. Yep.
Nope. All right, let me see.
Oh, found it. We found it.
The front of the pack. I think those are the top 2.
I want to replay it again, but it's going to show me that same thing. We don't get to see how it started, but man, oh man, yes. So we saw that purple or pink car was leading the pack a while ago. And something happened right then for those drivers to get tangled up. As man, oh man, that 35 has been destroyed on the left side. The bumper, rear bumper. I don't know if there's a straight piece of sheet metal, as I just got confirmation from Mr. Keith Mack. He's getting ready to join us up in the booth.
I saw that too. I wasn't going to say anything. And I didn't even realize we're 25 to go. We're about halfway through this race. I was I'm too excited. This is, I don't even know, man.
You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun, folks.
True. That is very true. And I was just going to say, you said you don't think there's a straight piece of a tin on that number. I think it was a 35 truck, I'm sorry. I would agree. I don't think there is. That thing was pretty beat up, and we're looking at the 71 here. That was one of my favorite. That was one of my picks there for the best paint of the night. But again, if I could pick every car, I would. That's not how it works.
And the 4-car lead a long line of drivers down pit road. We heard Aaron say they could not make it on fuel, and maybe that's what we're seeing here. Seen one driver elect to stay out on the racetrack, and everybody else is coming in. Some of them double wide. They're racing on pit road, Raymond.
I see that. In racing, there is no time to just hang out.
As I don't believe
you gotta go.
many people, many drivers are going to take 4 tires, I wouldn't think. So the field is now in control of the number 2, Joseph Markov. My pick for the MF Racing Design's best paint scheme of the night. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a second. Time out. Time out. I go back. I like this truck.
No.
I like them both. I'm a very, very patriotic person, so I love to see it. Man, I like both of them. I'll keep it with Joseph, but man, oh man, that's a good looking truck too, Brad. Brad Mashburn in the number 28 Chevy Silverado. In our front row right now, man, oh man, there are some big, big movers. Joseph Markov, our current leader in the number 2 Silverado, he's up 30 spots. Our number 2, or our number 28 in the second spot, love it or leave it, American USA paint scheme on the Silverado. Brad Mashburn's up 33 spots. So if that's not some shakers and movers right there, but I have to wonder, what's the fuel like for these guys? We did hear Aaron plainly say in the driver's meeting, you are not going to have enough fuel. You're going to need 1 stop. Now, if that means with the cautions we've had, only second caution, maybe they have enough fuel now. But I still just do not believe they have enough fuel.
Yeah, you know that's like I was talking about earlier, a pit strategy. I wonder if these guys are trying to stretch it out, see if they can make it. But like you said, there's no way of telling, and I'm not sure. It's a big track, so I guess only time will tell.
As we're now joined by the man himself, Keith Mack. Keith Mack, welcome to the Five Kings Network booth. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good evening. I'm doing wonderful. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Glad to see your wife got you off the ball and chain. Let you come up here and join us.
We always spend some time with the family before we can do anything.
I know, just busting you up a little bit. I get it. Totally understand.
I see our friend Mr. Coffee sitting back in number 9. How's he been running tonight? It's unusual seeing him sitting for that far back.
Well, he started 10th. Lap 5, they were 3 wide up in front of him, and left nowhere for the 18 Interstate Batteries machine to go. So he's sitting 9th right now without a fast repair. He's no longer gambling with house money. He's on his own money right now, trying to play it safe.
I don't think he knows how to play safe. I know it's a tough track to pass out with the lanes. I expect him to move up.
You are exactly right. This is a track where you pretty much don't have a whole lot of choices here. You got either a choice of top or bottom, of course, but then after that, choices are pretty much out of your control because you're going to have guys pushing you from the back. If you're on the inside lane, you got a guy to your outside. If you're on the outside lane, you got a guy to your inside, and you're blocked by the outside wall. So, I mean, you pretty much just have to do what you can to control the stuff that you can control. Now, I will ask y'all this. Me, myself, I prefer to be on the bottom lane at a plate track just because I feel I have more places to go if a disaster does come up. Keith, where do you like to run at when you are on a plate track?
I prefer the bottom. I think the bottom always has an advantage on the plate track. You can get some good runs on the top, but in the end, the bottom typically will prevail.
All righty, Mr. Raymond, what do you think?
Personally, I'm an outside guy. Every time I've ran a plate track, I've always found myself have more success making moves on the outside compared to the inside.
There we just have it, Keith Mack. Now we know why Jason Raymond never wins at a plate track, because he's always one fighting for the outside.
Yeah, I've had some great runs in the outside, but
you can.
It's really tough.
You absolutely can. You can get a big run, but man, it just seems like they can die out so much faster on the outside. I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah, I don't know. That inside coming through a tri-oval ends up pushing right through that tri-oval once you get it up near it.
Absolutely, as the field's going to be in the hands of the 2 truck. Got a familiar face in the 24 of James. He put it on the pole, won the peg leg pole award tonight. He's going to be firing off right there behind him inside row number 2. And I see that 51 of Ray Rogers. He started way in the back. He's worked his way up to P7. As that was one of the weirdest restarts I've ever seen. This 2 truck, I think, is going to be a sitting duck, boys. He's getting too far out ahead of these guys.
Well,
yeah, you know.
Why did the 28 sit so far back on the restart?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It looked like he was just, I don't know if maybe so he could have a view of that 2 truck, but even then, I don't know. That was weird to me, but and we see the 24. He has a pretty decent run. It's actually that run stalled out right behind that 2 truck in the 42.
Oh, they're wrecking behind Alex
Him, and that is
Coffee.
Alex Coffee.
I saw Coffee going around. Man, oh man, and then just calamity for everybody else. Nowhere to go. We'll go back and see what has transpired here. See, everybody's playing nice right now. That 28. Oh, I don't think Alex knew the 28 was to his outside there. And, okay, I just saw something again. Watch this. Watch the back of the 18 car whenever he starts coming across the track, Keith and Jason. Watch.
I saw it. Bang. Yeah.
It just
snaps right back into place.
Snaps it right back into place, but still. Now we know Coffee had to use a fast prayer earlier. Let's go on board with Matt Rogers, the driver that was collected in this. Where's he at? Oh, right there. Found him. 96.
Right there, yep.
My, oh my. Tough licks for all them drivers right there. As Aaron Adcock has actually got involved, but the machine does not look to be in that bad of shape. Oh. Well, yeah, found it.
Okay. Yep.
And the 18 of Alex Coffee on pit road. Aaron Adcock stayed out.
I might agree with that. I might try and stay out and try and see if I really need to waste that fast repair. Now, if you can save that, whenever you get down to the final 10, there's typically one more of those guys get a little antsy. If you can, figure it out, that's what I'd prefer to do.
So, we seen Matt Rogers a while ago, Keith, in that lap 5 crash. He had significant front end damage. And I don't think he ever got it fixed. But he's still sitting in pit road now, so maybe he used his fast repair that last caution, Jason, and now came out and got involved in another one, and now he don't have a fast repair because he was still able to stay up to speed. Keith, he wasn't like falling back or anything. Now we was beginning to worry about maybe his water temps in there because that front end was pretty smashed up, but he was still running right there with the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. We have Nick Veith in the chat asking if that was a number 9. I didn't see him. I'm not sure if you guys saw him involved in that.
Number 9 is currently sitting 21st right now, Nick. But I don't believe he was involved in that crash. I'm currently trying to look on the tattletale box right now. I don't think Mike Veith was involved in that. I think he did go down pit road, though.
Here, I will go look real quick and see.
His lights are still on the pace car. They should go off this time. And oh man, this front has been shaken up a little bit, but not too much. You see the 24, he's already pitted, got Sunoco racing fuel in that machine. So Joseph Markoff, he pitted on lap 5 in that first caution. James Mogane, or whatever, Mogane, the 24 truck. He put it on the pole. He pitted on lap 21. Worked his way back up to second here. So I would think he's good on fuel. But then Joseph, on the other hand, in the number 2 truck, I don't believe he can make it on fuel.
And I just went back and looked to get an answer for Nick. He was involved in that. He had to go down pit road and take his fast repair.
Oh.
The engine was about to expire on that number 9 machine. It looked like he just had nowhere. I mean, it looked like he wasn't expecting people to get involved in front of him. It looked like after Matt Rogers had nowhere to go, just kind of piled in, and he locked up the brakes and just kind of slid into it.
Miss Kelly Coffee.
Unfortunate.
Miss Kelly is in the YouTube chat now. She went from Facebook to YouTube because she knew I was watching the YouTube chat. But anyways, Miss Kelly went to the YouTube chat and threw a little shade at her son. With a little sad face, and then she said he must not have a spotter with a laughing winky face.
Oh, dang, calling him out.
Yep, bang, bang, shots fired right there in Coffee.
We got Paul Passons in the chat saying, Tracy, it's time to go. It is indeed. We're going to have 19 to go right here. If the lights go off on the pace car, we will see. We also got Richard Matthews in the chat saying the 64 was a truck to beat. It's a shame he got taken out.
64
So if the two,
was. Do
if
what?
the two hasn't pitted yet, the two's gonna need gas. Man, I might take that time right now because not that you're gonna run out of time, but you're gonna want to make time to work your way back through the field. If you're one of the few cars need gas, you gotta. He must feel pretty confident. He's gonna be pretty close.
It might be close too, Keith, just because the way it's shaking out with the cautions and whatnot. But just to hear the way that Aaron Adcock explained it earlier, it just did not seem like, unless you took gas about halfway, you was not going to make it. Now, Keith, you've been pretty quiet on the chat, so I have you turned up to almost 140 in Discord. Please, for the love of me and all our viewers out in Viewerland, don't scream, please.
Don't you worry about that.
10-4. I know you got a family and stuff, so I know sometimes you gotta be quiet. So I get you cranked up to 11 in the words of Justin Miller from One Inch Designs here tonight.
I appreciate that. I got 2 kids sleeping.
I got a little boy that's about 45 feet from me sleeping in his bedroom, but I got one of those big fans that are blowing. And it's actually freezing in here right now, but it creates just enough noise where he can't hear me. It kind of drowns me out.
You know, I kind of wish it was cold in my room right now. I probably should have turned the fan on first. But looks like the lights are off on the pace car. Okay, we're gonna go on green here with 19 to go. Probably actually 18 once they cross the line. But double filed up, and they're getting ready to go. It's go time.
Kelly said that Alex texted his mom and said that it was all on him. It was all his fault. He just, I don't think he realized that guy was up above him. As we're going to wait and see what this 2 car does. Got the 24 to his outside. He got a very, very fast R&L Carriers 51 of Ray Rogers firing off right there behind him in the Yoda. Let's see how this shakes out right here for our number 1 running guy, number 2 right now, Markov.
As he's gonna take off here, and he gets off to a pretty good,
good
jump again. But
so that's twice. Sorry to cut you off, but that's twice we've saw Joseph be the leader in a really weird restart. The 24 didn't get a good jump. I'm wondering if that 2 maybe stacking up the field or something right there. Now we don't know, and he may not. I may just be making assumptions, and you know what they say whenever you make assumptions. I can't say it on here, but man, oh man, that 24 and the 51 are linked up. And they just blew by that 2 truck, but now the 2 and the 4 is hooked up. They're going to try to get that bottom lane back, but the 24 and 51 have calmed down and taken over the top 1 and 2 spot. We see the 2 truck actually go high.
Yeah, once you get over clear the 2, you're gonna move down as quick as you can. Yeah, otherwise, they'll come right back. So
exactly.
By the 24.
As we see the 2 actually get a little bobble right then. I thought he was going to get turned when he came down to the 4. So with 18 to go, it sounds like there's not a lot of laps left, but it takes about 50 seconds to do a lap here. So 18 to go is still a long time. If you're riding in 7th, 8th, 9th, I think you're in a perfect spot right now to just chill out and wait till about, what do you think, 10 to go? That may be too early. Or maybe it's like 5 to go. You need to leave yourself enough time to get the run needed. But, I mean, leading with 15 to go don't mean nothing.
Well, it's still tough. You're sitting back there, you're running 8th and 9th. You're trying to position yourself of which you want to be at the top or the bottom.
I think trucks just bounce around right now. I'm not exactly sure what transpired. As a 2 is basically out on an island right now. Well, no, he's not. He's got some help behind him.
There's a pretty good pack of cars here, and it looks like. They're leaving the 2. They said it's go time. We gotta go.
The 42 and the 75 of Chuck Pegler Phelps are hooked up now. Now the 2 is going to have to try to get himself down, and does it again very dangerously in 3 wide racing in turns 1 and 2 here. Got the 79 of Josh Lokovitz by himself, basically in the middle. Got the 71, a couple car lengths back.
And these guys, they're trying to make moves on the outside of 3 wide, and it looks like that run may have stalled out. Oh, with a little contact into the wall for that 42 truck back there. And we see the 4 truck on the outside being pushed. I'm not sure his name.
Tyler Smith being pushed by the 66 of Austin Key. But right now, this is when I think the wrecks tend to happen the most. You get the guys on the outside. They're being aggressive with the side draft, like we saw the 4 come down and do earlier. And that's when all it takes is one small mistake, Keith. We mentioned it all night. One small mistake, one lapse of judgment, lose focus for just a nanosecond, and you got 10, 11 trucks tore up. So whenever you're side drafting like that, you got to be on the ball, and you never know, is net code going to come into play? It's just really, really dangerous.
Oh, we get the 23. Mike Rink is trying to lead a third line there on the outside lane, come out turn 2, trying to push his way up there. Out comes the 42 to help pull it up. So this is going to be really fun to watch go to turn 3 right here.
We watched them go 3 wide earlier. They made it for about 4 laps, and they did it again for about 2 laps and kind of thought better of it, and the runs kind of died down. So we're going to see if the 42, 79, 23, and the 5 machine are able to work it out. As I'm actually seeing more drivers elect to jump up high. Nope, he went back down low as soon as I said it.
And I just want to touch on, we haven't talked about Chris Lane that much tonight, but yeah, maybe he's just been riding, playing his cards right. He's trying to make some moves, work his way up to the front here. He's just dropped down to the middle line. He gave up trying to try that outside of those guys. They're just now going to fall back to the back of the pack.
So now drivers use the outside lane just to try and get in the lane they want to, get by a couple cars here and then come back down. You're not going to win on the third lane up there.
You just don't have enough help, and I think the track's too big. You're making the track that much bigger whenever you have to run in high lane versus the people on the bottom. That it's going to take a lot of help and a lot of fast guys up there that are not afraid to just go 3 wide up high. But as we say that, look at the 23. He went from running about 10th to he's now fighting for the likes of 4th and 5th. The 23 with the 5 and the 75 right there behind him. If they can get linked up, they might be able to develop his third lane and have it be a viable competition, because the 23 is now a new race leader out front. But then it changed just like that to 51. Like you mentioned earlier, Keith, that bottom lane is just so fast and the runs come so quick for him down there.
I'm guessing that 23 outside, if he gets in front of the middle lane, he moves down. He won't stay out there.
I don't know. They got a pretty decent train on the outside there. You guys are mentioning the bottom line. They definitely are faster through the corner, but it looks like maybe they even out, or maybe are even a little slower down the straightaway compared to the guys on the outside.
Chris McLean. And then a big wreck, just calamity everywhere for a lot of these drivers. Devin makes it through okay. Paul Cox is involved. Mike Veith is involved. Pegleg, Chris Prager. These guys back here, they were in another pack, so they made it through just fine. We're going to go back and see what transpired here to cause that.
Now, make sure we give the viewers a chance to take a watch of the 27. You went for a heck of a ride.
That's Paul Cox in the 27. Let's see. Oh!
Oh my!
Oh! Whoa!
Dang, he used. Who was that? Did he use peg leg as a ramp?
As we're going to watch right here with the 27, this driver's going to take flight.
He turned that truck in from a NASCAR truck to a Monster Jam truck.
Wow.
He literally used Chuck peg leg belts as a ramp. That was that was a wild ride. You are right. That was 100% a wild ride. But hey, he landed it on his wheels. So 10 out of 10 on the landing right there.
As we're gonna, I want to do something real quick. Let's go. Cockpit cam real quick, see what this driver actually experienced. Oh my goodness gracious. But lands it, like you said, he did land it. But my oh my, that truck
straight shot into pit road. He doesn't have to turn the wheels, go straight.
Won't even start. The truck won't move. That's tough. He had to tow. So now we saw the 2 truck did not have enough fuel. I mean, if he did, I don't think he'd come down now, right? And he's elected to bring that machine down pit road for 12 laps to go. Will probably be about 10 laps to go whenever we do go back to green flag racing.
He's taking 4 tires too.
I think why not at this point? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
As we're seeing a couple torn up trucks here. I don't know if they have fast pairs or not. I'm seeing the 7 of Aaron electing to take 4 tires. 70 of Aaron Adcock. I think he only took 2 tires on the right side right then. Let's check Aaron's rear bumper out, see if he used a fast repair or not. That's the wrong button. So Aaron Adcock in the number 17 Ford F-150, he has taken a fast repair here tonight.
And yeah, you know, he actually, I forgot, he had damage before that wreck. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had a
that's
rear
a
end
smart
damage.
move. Take that fast repair now, and I mean, he held on to it for a while, which is very smart. And let's hope he doesn't. Let's hope there's not another one, because then that would be really unfortunate. But we're looking.
If you had to
go ahead.
If you had to guess, though, it's Talladega. We're coming to 10 to go. The likelihood of another caution are fairly high, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, definitely the last couple laps, everybody starts moving around, trying to gain every position they can, and that's usually when that happens. Is, you know, the guys trying to push it 3 wide or maybe even 4, trying to gain every position they possibly can, and that's usually when the big one happens.
Chris Progar was involved in that last incident out on track. He just put in the YouTube chat, I was 100% on the brakes too. But I mean, that's what's tough about these tracks, man, because you're going, I mean, what, 180, almost 190? Brakes don't tend to work very well when you're going that fast. It takes such a long time to slow down. It's basically like trying to stop a freight train. And it's just, you might get your truck slowed down, but then you got to hope and pray the guys behind you get their truck slowed down. And then if not, get a parking lot, like what we just saw. So it's a lot of fast cars, fast trucks just got taken out right then.
And I just want to mention, Richard Matthews in the chat said we're great broadcasters, and I just want to say, you know, we race basically every day, and we're trying, man. We're trying our best, and we're gonna double file it up here with 10 to go. So it's gonna get interesting here, and I mean, hopefully I don't wake anybody up, because I might get a little excited.
If we're going to check in on Chris McLean, he has a clean truck now, so that driver still had his fast repair. He's going to be starting 15th right here when they go back green flag racing, double file. He's going to be on the inside lane. Is he going to be able to make it work? Got the 75 of Chuck Pegleg Phelps right there behind him. And another driver's been really quiet here tonight. He was in the playoffs. Tracy Passons in the number 53. He's had a very, very quiet night. And sometimes that's what you want. If you can have a quiet night at a plate track and still be there when there's 10 laps to go, you put yourself in a perfect position to get a great finish. Now, starting 18th, it will be hard for him to climb all the way up through the field and win this race, but man, at Talladega Super Speedway, you never say never.
Yeah, I agree with that. You actually can't never say never. Anything's possible, and like I said earlier, you can't come here and expect to leave with a clean truck.
If you could, folks, as we're coming to the 10 to go, going to be 9 to go, we cross the stripe this time. Please leave us a like on our Facebook page. It helps us out tremendously. And if you could, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, 5 Kings Motorsports, over on youtube.com, slap a like on the video as well. It helps us out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you want, you can hit that subscribe button. You never miss any time we hit live and go live. We're either calling the action on one of these races, or we're going POV from one of our races, and you can see what it's like straight from the cockpit. Either way, you can never miss a second of the action over on 5 Kings Motorsports and 5 Kings Network YouTube or Facebook page. As a 51 has the 4 right there beside him, the 24 to his outside, as we're going to be 9 to go this time around when they take the green flag.
This looks like a much closer start. The 24 is much closer than the last couple of restarts we've had. Like, you get off with them.
Absolutely.
If he can hold this here down, he's going to have a great run down the back stretch. We may find the 66 with 24 going to clear them at the end of the back stretch here.
And you know, like you said, he was closer. He's gonna be able to keep up with him, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. It just doesn't look like he has as much help as the guys on the inside. There's only one other car behind him that we can see right now, and they're getting a run right here.
They really are. They absolutely are.
Don't listen. I told you.
We saw the 4 kind of.
A plate track expert now from Colin.
Yeah, he just don't know when he's clear or not. I'm seeing a caution is out on the speedway.
I heard actually on the driver's columns, not clear, cold trickle.
Wait, whoa, wait, what? What'd you hear?
Driver's comms is somebody just came out and said not clear, cold trickle.
As Matt Rogers has went around again. Let's see who else was involved. It won't let me see the actual crash.
Did you please tell me you just saw that? That 25 just had a vicious contact with that inside wall. Outside wall first, and then it goes down and slams it. Oh my god.
In the 88.
He hit it so hard,
yeah.
He disappeared.
In the 88, down there trying to mow the grass for him. Man, oh man, I told y'all, it's Talladega. Everybody's leaving it out there. That's what happens, as we're now 8 to go under caution. Going to re-rack them and try again. Going to be the 51 of Ray Rogers, James Mogan in the 24. Starting to his outside. Tyler Smith's going to be starting third. Austin Key is fourth. And David Hurt in the clown, the mean clown looking car. He's been starting in the 5th place spot.
I'll tell you, if I'm starting to series out, I like my chance if I'm the 4. I'm not being the hunted. I'm still the hunter, but I'm close enough. I can do what I want to do.
Keith, when you wake up at night and say you got to go to the bathroom, it's middle of the night. This is kind of what I imagine you looking like. Is that fairly accurate or a little exaggerated?
I'm trying to figure out how they got a picture of my face in the back of this guy's car. That's actually fairly impressive.
Okay, I am sorry. I had to mute my mic there. I was laughing too hard. Oh, it's on the hood too. You got a full face picture on the hood of that truck right there.
So this is the truck John Curtis ran on Saturday night for the Crooked Line Racing Super Saturday Night Truck Series. So when we joined in here tonight, I saw this. I was like, hey, somebody stole Curtis's truck. That's why we talked to Alex before we went live. And man, oh man, that's a wild, wild truck. As I actually want to, I'm going to call up Ray Rogers up here into the booth, and I want you to do the honors, Mr. Jason Raymond.
Ray Rogers, this is Jason, Tanner, and Keith up in the 5 Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So we got 7 to go currently. You know, we see you out front. And what are you thinking here? You think you got a good chance of capturing this win?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind I got a chance. It's just with these races, it's unpredictable. So it's, you gotta have a little bit of luck.
Yeah, we've been saying all night long that anything's possible at races like this, and hopefully it all stays clear of you, and you can have a good finish here. And we saw, I'm not sure where you qualified. Let me go.
He didn't. That's what I was about to say. He's actually.
You started 20th. So
yeah, up 19
had
spots.
An uphill battle since the initial green flag, and you're out front. So that's definitely impressive.
Yeah, hopefully we can pull this off here.
How many friends are you gonna have back there with tutor good? You think you got anybody back there that's gonna help you out?
Probably not. None of my teammates I see back there, so it's just going to be just me, myself, and I.
So you're out here on an island, pretty much what you're telling us.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much it.
Ray, we saw you be a contender up to like the last lap last season, so I know that 51 is going to be hooked up and ready to go whenever Barney Fife throws the green flag. We'll be up here calling the action, maybe talking to you when we close shop here tonight, brother.
Hopefully I'll be in there with you guys.
All righty, good luck to you. That was Ray Rogers. He's got it out front right now. He started 20th. He's going to try to keep his machine up there after making that hard climb up. It's up to basically anybody at this point, as I'm not sure if I moved him down to the race team or not.
Where does he have to go? I'll move
I don't know. You moved him. I moved him up and didn't pay attention.
Okay, well.
We're flying by the seat of our pants here, folks. But I heard an interesting comment from him right then. He said, I look up and I got no friends around me, no teammates around me. And that is not what you want as a leader with about 5 laps to go when we go green. That's not what you want when you look out the mirror at a plate track.
Oh, for sure. But, along with that, I mean, even if there was a teammate behind me, I still wouldn't be super confident with it because, I mean, they want to win too. So we always say once 5 to go, once actually 10 to go hits, it's gloves are coming off. So I don't know how confident I would be with a teammate behind me, I feel like obviously they probably wouldn't wreck you for it, but still, there's still the chance.
As Chris McClain put in the chat, wasn't that you? I'm not exactly sure what he means by that. Maybe trying to talk to a fellow driver. As we're getting
Yep.
close to going back to green flag racing.
As we're looking at I just want to touch on something here. These guys, I'm not sure if. Do you think they'd have to pit again? Do you think is there anybody that didn't pit?
So everybody has pit from lap 21 on, from what I'm seeing. Now,
Okay.
the way the fuel shakes out, I'm not exactly sure. But if another caution was to come and this race got extended into overtime, that might be something that comes up. But I have a feeling if it was, so Ray Rogers, he pitted on lap 21. I think he would have mentioned it right then in the interview. But maybe not. I mean, maybe it's not too close, or maybe he don't notice it right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that. And lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go green. We're gonna be 5 to go once the green flag comes out. And here is where it gets really exciting. Look at that 35 machine came back. I thought we saw him get involved in a wreck earlier on. He's got some damage to that machine, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him as he's sitting top 10. And I want to say I'm not sure if the 24 is hanging back or if it was just the camera angle messing with me a little bit.
All right, folks, we're getting ready to hit the 5 to go at Talladega, the final recruitment race for the Apex Sim Racing E-Series Showdown. Keith Mack.
I got a great run. Here we go.
It did. And Keith Mack, I want you to pick. Who is your pick for tonight to win this race?
The 4. The 4 sitting back there in a great spot. He's a fine spot right now.
So Keith Mack picks number 4, the pink Bass Pro Shop Tracker's Boats machine. That's actually Tracker Off-Road, but you know what I meant. The same nonetheless, a Boats Off-Road. Jason Raymond, who do you got tonight for your pick to win?
I'm gonna go with the 71 of Eric Burkhalter. I feel like if something happens right in front of him, he actually moved up since I saw it, but still, anything could happen. I feel like if it was to happen, he'd be able to squeak through there and capture the victory.
So
I take the 4 and you go straight to the other side.
So y'all pick Tyler Smith in the 4, pick the 71 of Eric Burkhalter. I'm going to pick last season's champion. He's currently sitting 5th right now. Going to try to go to the outside. Got help behind him. That's Chris McClain as he's pushing that number 5 to the front. Maybe as the run just dies down. I think I just woke my little boy up. But there's 4 laps to go. There's a slight contact between the 71 and the 4. Might be a battle of attrition here, folks, as we're now 4 to go. This is when the adrenaline starts to get picked up. Excitement comes in. Everybody's trying to get every inch they possibly can. It's all 24 out front.
Really surprised there's more cars on the outside and the 66 and 4 aren't getting any help in the middle.
That is a little strange.
Yeah, that I didn't even notice that.
That's-
And it looks like actually Chris might have been the leader.
He
right
did,
there
Chris
for a second. He is the leader.
Chris McClain.
At the line,
He got it. Oh, he got it. As he's going to come down. Oh, slight contact. That's going to be Calamity. The 5 makes it through it, but nobody else did. Just a parking lot. Got the Josh Lokovitz going for a wild one. Man, oh man. My pick made it through.
Rock and rolling.
Yes.
And the rolling came in.
My pick made it through. Yes.
Okay. All right, and there's some
oh
heavy.
my goodness gracious. People are just going for rides.
Derek Paulson's in the Facebook chat. He said LOL. You must be laughing at you, Tanner.
My oh my. I mean, my pick.
Aaron Adcock just flipped like 40 times over every truck that was wrecking right there. He was, oh my lord. Oh.
He landed it too. Josh Lokovitz, you just won the 5 King Network 10 out of 10 award here tonight, brother. Man, oh man, that was a wild ride for him and Aaron Adcock and everybody else. But like I said, yes, my pick made it through. Chris McClain at number 5. Got that Ford F-150 tuned up. Sitting pretty out front, Poleman Motorsports. I don't know though if you want to be the leader right here when you're coming to the overtime finish. Keith Mack, let me hear what your take on it.
I'm just stunned that like 3 cars made it through that. Actually, the 71 came through that. He was right in the middle of it and drove through and came through it untouched.
So are you thinking perhaps maybe the netcode gods took care of him, or did he actually just miss contact? I didn't really see.
You know what? I think it's a little bit of talent actually. He was in the bottom lane. He came through, and they just spun all around him.
So right now you got my pick, Chris McLean out front. David Hurt and that clown machine, that mean clown machine. Folks, if you wanted to know what Keith Mack looks like whenever he wakes up to go to the bathroom late at night, you see it right there. You see a driver go down pit road. That was a lap car. You got Eric Bullcoulter. That's Mr. Raymond's pick, number 71. Third Afflictions machine. That's actually a really good looking truck as well, Jason.
Yeah, I want to say last week that was my best paint of the night. I know for sure he has been at least once. And Stacy Adcock in the chat says, "Oh man, another big one, but it's not over yet." And you are 100% correct. It is not over until it's over.
Till Barney Fife waves that checker flag, and even then, I mean, still a big one can happen.
It's still not over at that point.
Saturday night, they were flipping across the line, and a guy was like, he said, "I flipped 17 times and still came home fifth somehow." So like these races, they come down to the wire, and it's just, that's one thing I love about Talladega. Whoever designed this track, they said, hey, let's make that starting line a little bit further down, give them a little bit extra time to go in there and maybe wreck their stuff, because man, oh man, they do it just about every single race.
The top 3 cars don't look like they're too beat up. The 4th car looks like it's been through a demolition derby. The 5th place car don't look too bad at all. And beyond that, I think everyone's got problems.
So I'm showing you the 71 right now. Eric Bullcoulter in 3rd place, excuse me. He has a little bit of damage to the right side of his truck, but not a lot. It's hard to get a great camera angle. You can see it scraped up a little bit right there. But with it being on the side like that, I don't think it's going to affect him too much, but you are exactly right. Look at the 2 truck right there behind him. Look like the back of his car is frowning or smiling, ever how you want to look at it. So, I mean,
just the front of his car looked like he sent it. He sent it.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he signed it, sealed it, and delivered it just to send it, didn't he?
If I see him pushing me from the back, I'm like, hey, get out of the way, let somebody else come through. I don't want him pushing me.
Absolutely, because you know he's going 110%. Yeah, but look at that truck.
Hey man, he just did what his hood says. His hood says send it, so he was just doing what his sponsor said.
He sent it. Now, this overtime is brought to you by BAM Racing Videos over on YouTube.com. I say it every single week. If you like sim racing, we have you covered here at 5 Kings Motorsports on YouTube, 5 Kings Network on Facebook. But if you like real life, grassroots racing, short track racing at its finest, it don't matter if that's asphalt or dirt. They could even be racing big wheels out there. I've seen it. Okay? BAM Racing Videos. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on YouTube. He's currently on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so each and every subscriber counts. And just also leave a comment and tell him that 5 Kings Motorsports or 5 Kings Network sent you. Again, that's BAM Racing Videos. BAM space Racing space Videos.
It's funny you bring up big wheel races, man. I've seen some big races put some rubber tires in the front. It's like cheating. We've done some lawnmower races up here. I've seen bus races up here in the quarter-mile tracks in the Northeast. All good fun.
Have you ever, so speaking about that, they got a little bit of time before they take the green here. Have you ever seen semi-trucks, like actual racing semi-trucks, partake in like oval racing?
When I was younger, I actually watched them race down at Thompson Speedway.
Okay, that's wild, ain't it? It takes them about a lap and a half, 2 laps to get up to speed. But man, oh man, they fly. They absolutely fly.
Once they are moving, they definitely fly. You don't want to get in front of one of those. They got some power.
So I want y'all to do me a favor after this race. On YouTube, if you search up semi truck Bristol, you can watch them go around Bristol. They're almost wide open around Bristol. It takes them almost about 3 to 4 laps to get up to speed. But man, like Keith said right then, when they get up to speed, they are flying. And the best part about it is, when they get up to speed, they don't come down from that speed very fast. So when something does happen, very, very similar to here tonight, for wreck happens out in front of these guys, they cannot possibly get slowed up in time enough. And when you put them semis out at Bristol or any type of track like that, man, oh man, it's a show. It's an absolute show. And them drivers, there was actually a fight in the infield because they actually raced for championship. It's a touring series, so check them out on YouTube as we're getting ready to have the green flag up in hand of the flag stand. Got the 5 on the inside lane, 77 on the outside lane, 71 down low with the 2 sitting outside, row number 2. And then you got Mr. Charles Stevens Jr. He's playing in the 5th place spot right now. Man, oh man, if you're any of these drivers within the top 8, top 10, you're in a good spot right now. As you got 2 laps to go and they cross the stripe this time. 77 got a great jump, but man, he's tore up on the right side of his truck as well.
Like, again, I like that. If you're that, yeah, that's the 14 car, 71, you see it here. I like that spot being in second place. You're in a good spot where you're not being hunted. You can still hunt. You've got options. I like being in second place right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was leading the Talladega race this season on Wednesday nights. Went 3 wide with about 3 laps to go. Got up there, came down in front of the guy that was leading and coming to the tri-oval, got turned. So from that point on, I've always been under the assumption that I don't want to be the leader coming to the last lap because too much can happen. That guy in second place, he's going to try to do his best Ricky Bobby impersonation. He's going to try to do a little shake and bake right here, but look at the 7. The 7's coming up there fast. Got a massive run. I'm not sure where he came from right now, but he came and saw, as he's not even electing to jump down in front of that 5. That might be a bad call because like 36 might. Where did these guys have a nitrous button that we didn't know about?
I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I honestly, I think they need to be checked. They have illegal motors in those trucks. They came out of absolutely nowhere.
So going on the back stretch of 77's little pine gave him a little bit of a pull and then went down to the bottom.
Oh, we're going to have oh my gosh.
Holy smoke.
Can we please have a moment of silence for the 7 truck as we have no caution right now?
We need a life start of the back stretch of Talladega.
All right, it's going to come down between the 71 and the 5. White flag is out. Jason Ram's pick is to the inside. Got all the help and all the momentum needed to come to the checker flag. Now remember, it's a little bit further down the speedway.
Is the 51 getting pulled by the 5 up top?
Is the 5 going to have enough momentum? They're going to be 3 wide, racing to the win. You got the 5 out front. 77 second. The 55, 51 is pushing the 5, and my pick won. Yes! Chris McLean with the race win here tonight. Last season champion. I don't know what happened on that last lap. I don't want to take away from the number 5 celebration, but I do have to go back and look and see what happened with this 71 here. Or this 7, excuse me. And no caution. With it being a final lap, Joe says all the time, you can line them up and dial. And that's what we saw. I need a brief moment of silence for that number 7 truck, because my oh my, that was insane. I was just joking about a brief moment of silence, but we gave it to him anyways. Thank y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, we gotta give him a moment of silence. We need life start of the backstretch still. We're gonna watch Chris McLean here, last season champion, celebrating. That was I had no idea. There was like 6 cars right there at the end that could have won.
I don't even know who finished in the top 3 yet.
I don't even know who. I don't know.
I mean, we got guys doing their best NASA impersonation. I think if there's one driver we want to see celebrate, this 5 truck burnt it down a lot last season, keeping the tradition going. Final recruitment race for the Apex Sim E-Series Showdown. Tonight's race winner, Chris McLean, driver number 5, representing Poleman Motorsports. And remember, this winning moment brought to you by Bam Racing Videos over on YouTube.com. As I'm currently trying to find our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Number 71, he is coming up into the booth for one of y'all. I will let y'all take it away.
I'm gonna take this one. So hang on, let me go here. Eric, this is Tanner, Jason, and Keith up in the 5 Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
So, you know, you were in a pretty good position there at the end, and I gotta say, there was like 6 cars that could have won there at the end, and you know, you were in that position, you were leading coming into turn 4. What more did you need?
I needed Ray to push me, not Chris.
That's good right there. That sounds good there. And you know, that was I'm gonna go look where you qualified real quick. You started 33rd on the grid, and you finished third. That's impressive. You gained 30 positions throughout that whole race. And, you know, what was your mentality actually coming into this one?
Me and Chris and Charles and Aaron and Kyle, and we were all running together and all decided pretty much kind of hang in the back and let it play out. And you know, early pit strategy, you get fuel early and take it to the front. That was you know, hats off to Chris. I thought I was going to beat him for once, and he still got by me.
Yeah, you know, he's super fast, and you still, you know, Talladega, you can't come here and expect to leave with a clean truck. And third place definitely isn't bad if you're starting that deep in the field. And before we let you go back down and celebrate the podium tonight, who do you got to thank for this strong third place run?
I got to thank obviously Apex. You know, they do a lot for this league. I got to thank Aaron for running the league. All the guys at Poman Motorsports and I guess you would call the sister team, which is my actual team, Dirt Affliction. You know, wife, kids, all that good stuff. Y'all for putting it on. Everybody's done a really good job with it. Looking forward to the regular season.
Oh yeah, that makes 2 of us, and I'm sure the other 2 up here are looking forward to it as well. This is a great series to watch and fun to broadcast. You guys put on a great show for us every week. So, congrats on the podium tonight, and we'll let you go back down and hang out with your team.
Appreciate it, bud.
Hey there, David. You got us up here in the Five Kings Network booth?
Sure do, buddy.
First, I got to say, I love your car. Those eyes in the back are freaking creepy. I would never want to follow them.
That's the first thing everybody tells me is they don't like staring at them.
So two to go. You're sitting third. You've got a run coming in behind you. You've got decisions to make. Do you stay low? Do you go with the run? What are you thinking? I saw you poke up in the back stretch, then come back down. What were you thinking at that moment?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't sure how my truck was going to do because I had right front damage, and so we got a break from the rest of the pack, the first 2 cars and me, and so I knew the only thing I could do was either try to go to the outside and maybe get a little draft off of that way, or just stay behind them. I tried going up, didn't work, so I went back down so I could just hang on to those guys. And then after that, it was more or less everybody just going in and out. And they got a big run on us going into the back stretch. So it was pretty well just trying to avoid wrecking anybody and try and get a way into the finish line.
I think you can treat yourself some of that big run. I think they grabbed your draft right before you tucked back down. But man, you gave them a great pull coming through 3 and 4. Then things go all wild with 1 to go. You know, where did you did you have anything for the leader coming through that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Did you think you had anything for the leader coming down toward the end there? Or you content just kind of tucking and trying to hang tight?
I was going right to the end. Like I said, I knew we were 3 wide. I think we were like 2 or 3 cars deep, 3 wide. And so I was just trying to stay in the middle. I figured that was my best shot because I figured if I went outside, somebody got turned into me that I'd just be up against the wall. So I just tried to stay in the middle. And luckily, everybody just gave me a little path there, and I was able to take advantage of it.
Looks like a great decision. You brought the truck home tonight. Anybody got to thank tonight?
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. David Hurt in 16 coming in second place.
I got you, bro. No, not really. It's just kind of the way it shook out. We actually, me and Aaron and Chuck and Tracy was just gonna hang out in the back, and then I don't know what happened, just not paying attention, let that lead pack get away, and the guys, two guys that was in front of us, we was trying to get around them so we could get in a single file line and try to catch them, but luckily we caught that caution and ended up I got there and run that top line and then got caught up. That guy in front of me hit the wall and got jumped, so I was able to get it fixed, and then it was go time at that point. I was running 15th at lap 40 and just made a bunch of moves, got to the top, got a good shove, and then brought it down to the in front of the pack and was gonna try to just ride there for a little while, but something happened behind me. I don't know what it was, but they just started wadding them up as soon as I got down, and ended up, there on that restart, two guys come with a big run. They wrecked each other, and then me and Eric was side by side, and I just ended up catching the draft just right, and seen Ray coming on the outside. I said, I know he'll work with me, so I jumped up there and let him. I think he was a lap down.
I saw that.
Let him shove me to the win.
Yep, I saw that.
But yeah, a lot of fun. I mean, it's just recruitment race, of course, and some of these guys can't hold a line, but all in all, it was fun.
Right on. I mean, Chris, it was really fun watching the race, and I know the iRacing guys were looking after you there towards the end. There was two pretty big wrecks that you actually just kind of just shimmied your way through and got through and right home in victory lane. Mr. McLean, you got any sponsor shots you want to throw out there before we close up shop here tonight?
Oh yeah, man! Always big shout out to Po-Man Motorsports here and everything he does over there. I mean, it's great job. He's put this league above and beyond. And Jimmy at Apex, he let us carry his name. He's always good to us. So I'd like to give a big shout out to Justin Miller, 1 Inch Designs. He makes the truck look good every week and fixes it when I tend to tear it up. But y'all in the booth, man, y'all do an awesome job. Glad to have y'all on board. I always go back after the race and watch the broadcast, and I'm just super excited about what y'all are doing. It's just a great thing, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I heard right then he mentioned 1 Inch Designs, Justin Miller. He put together a lot of these trucks, and that number 5 has actually won Best Paint Scheme of the Night before. So if you need a paint scheme done, 1 Inch Design can hook you up, but he's way more than just paint schemes. But we're going to close it up here tonight, Chris. Congratulations on another victory. And I'm sure with the new season starting on the 28th of October, we'll be talking to you again shortly.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up here tonight. Chris McLean brought it home in P1. David Hurt in P2. Eric Bolcochter in 3rd. Brad Massburn brought it home 4th. And Travis brought it home in 5th. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and hanging out with us on this Thursday night. It's been myself, Tanner Marr, Jason Raymond, Keith Mack up in the booth with me. Keith and Jason, I'll ask you before we close it down, final thoughts on the race. Don't talk over each other, but final thoughts on the race before we close it down.
I'll let you take this one first, Keith.
Man, I'll tell you, this is going to be a precursor to the rest of the season. This season is going to be awesome, and I can't wait. I'm pumped. Let's go.
All righty, and Jason?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. After watching the last couple of races of last season, these guys put on a show every week. We've seen it even in the recruitment races. So I'm just looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be action-packed and definitely don't want to miss the action.
Absolutely. We'll be here calling action every Thursday night, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. We'll be going live about 5 minutes before the top of the hour each and every Thursday night for the Apex Sim Racing E-Series Showdown. Thank you, Chug Peg Leg Felts, for having the Peg Leg Pole Award tonight. Thank you, BAM Racing Videos, Apex Sim Racing Custom Racing Gear, Savage Edge Apparel. To all the sponsors that make this thing go around, thank y'all very much. And until next time, we'll see you.